Everything that you want to create in business and in life is possible through action and patience. That success is a matter of not quitting.
Who's the hardest working kid in a classroom? The hardest working kid is the kid who's failing. Do you know how hard it is to sit in a classroom and not do well? See, we're so busy controlling and trying to change people through force and judgment that most people actually change when you give them space to not feel judged. And if there's now no judgment, the person doesn't have anything to push against except for themselves.
There are going to be times in your life where you're getting married or divorced, right? Or you're having a child, or you're giving a eulogy, or you're graduating, or you're launching a business, or you're putting your art out into the world, and you recognize that this is a moment. And this is one of those moments. I have missed out on so much of my life because I was anxious or afraid or felt like I was undeserving. I was not able to be present and allow it in, that I was like, I am not missing this. And so I asked somebody for some advice, and they gave me this kind of visual where they said, I want you to just imagine that you're on a plane, and the plane is moving 500 miles an hour at velocity, and you're going to feel like this at times in your life. And what's weird about these moments is that there's this sense of acceleration, but there's also this real slowing down if you can allow yourself to be present. Like if you've ever been present for a child being born, if you've ever stood at the end of an aisle as your partner is about to walk in, it's a moment. And so I have just visualized myself kind of in an airplane that's moving 500 miles an hour. In the middle of this, things are going on in life and everything's not perfect, but I've even noticed that when stuff feels like it's flying sideways, just having this meditation to say, okay, my life can feel like it's moving super fast, but if I just take a breath and remind myself that I don't need to get caught up in this, I can really just stay present in the moment, and that's what's helped me to kind of allow it in and also just realize it's just so much bigger than me. Like I think there are times in life where there's a lot of negativity, whether it's in your relationship or your family or your community or the world at large. And if you pay attention, there are corresponding positive messages. You're able to receive it if you're present and if you realize it's almost never about you. So there are the things that you do out of survival that turn out to be brilliant. And so whenever I felt like quitting, I would literally have a pep talk with myself and I would say, I refuse to believe that this is how it ends. I don't know where you are in your business. I don't know where you are in your career or your life, but it is easy to sit in this moment and to look backwards and to make sense of all of the twists and turns that have happened to you and to say to yourself, okay, I can see the lessons. I can see how I grew. I can see how that made me stronger. Mm-hmm. It is a very important skill to take that ability of making sense of the past and actually project it forward. And this is how you develop faith in yourself and your capability to see yourself through the twists and turns that life is going to demand of you. And so as you sit in this moment, the skill to develop from this point forward is to look ahead and tell yourself that I have faith that this moment too, just like every moment I can see in the past, is but a brick on the path of my life that is leading me towards something I cannot see yet. And I have faith that whatever this experience is delivering, no matter how much it blows, no matter how painful it is, no matter how much I don't deserve this, that this too will be part of the thing that gets me to something even greater. What changed my life was getting out of bed when I didn't feel like it. And the reason why that's important, there is a skill in life that I didn't learn until I was 41 years old and I was about to lose everything. And the skill is, can you do the things you need to do when you don't feel like doing them? It's that simple. Everything that you want to create in business and in life is possible through action and patience. And if you only did the things you don't feel like doing, you would have everything you wanted. Any kind of money you want to make. I literally believe that success is a matter of not quitting. Like, that's what it comes down to. Because you got to be willing to do all of the things you don't want to do. You got to be willing to do all of the stuff that's boring and grueling on the days no one's watching, nobody cares, nobody's there to help you. It's just you against you. And that's why I'm going to go back and say, if you can't haul your out of bed on those mornings on time, when you don't feel like it, you're not going to achieve your goals. Because you're not going to make the cold call that you need to, because you're not going to feel like it. You're not going to say no to a deal that's a bad deal for you because you feel like you need it. Like, you're going to get your emotions all jacked up and they're going to run you over. And so when I say, how did I build belief in myself? I did it the only way I know how. It's in proving that I believed in myself and that I could keep my word to myself no matter how I felt. That begins every morning when the alarm rings. There are going to be things in your life that you always hate doing. Do it anyway. And get over yourself. And so for me, how you believe in yourself is that if you can get out of bed when you don't feel like it, you're proving to yourself that you can rely on yourself to be bigger than the emotions in the moment. And that's what you need in life to keep going.
Your time and your energy is your single most valuable commodity in life. If you value it, why would you allow some that does not understand basic decency and how to be respectful and conscientious in a public space of everybody else? Why would you allow somebody like that to drain your most precious resource? People aren't idiots. I choose to believe everybody wants to thrive. I choose to believe that people do well when they can. Because here's what we don't consider. Who's the hardest working kid in a classroom? The hardest working kid is the kid who's failing. Do you know how hard it is to sit in a classroom and not do well? Letting it happen's one thing, but sitting and knowing that you're not doing what you could be doing to your potential and that everybody around looks at you like a loser. If you knew how to do well, you would be doing well. The hardest working friend that you have on their health is the person who's overweight and not taking care of their health. Do you know how hard it is to drag more weight around and to know that you're slowly giving up on yourself? And so start with the presumption that people want to thrive and they either don't know how or they're so discouraged and beaten down and overwhelmed by life that they don't think even the little things are going to make a difference. And the friction internally, I know I'm giving up on myself. I know there's something better. That is what somebody needs. And then you have to back off. We don't realize the power of influence. See, we're so busy controlling and trying to change people through force and judgment that most people actually change when you give them space to not feel judged. Like, you want to learn how to love people, learn how to let people be who they are and who they're not. You know, a lot of people love the let them part because when your friends go out for lunch without you and then you see that and you're like hurt and you're like, well, let them. You have this superiority, like, well, I'm better than that anyway. You're judging and that helps you detach emotionally. And you start to sit with your loneliness and then you're like, well, now what? And that's where the let me part comes in. Let me is where you take your power back and you align what you do next with your values. And you also stop yourself from being emotional and reactive and you get strategic. Let me decide what I'm going to think about this. Let me decide what I'm going to do or not do. And this is all from, all this research around how human beings change. A, they only change when they're ready to change for themselves. B, they have to get annoyed with themselves enough and to think it's their idea. And the only way that's going to happen is if you create this acceptance. See, people think let them's about cutting people out. Let them actually brings you closer to people you care about because you're forcing yourself to love people as they are instead of judging them. And if there's now no judgment, the person doesn't have anything to push against except for themselves. It's very important that you understand who you are, what you value, and why. And for a lot of us, even though we are related to people that are very challenging, whether it's their opinions or whether it's their behavior or whether it's the person that they're with, we still value family and we still see the value in trying to maintain a relationship with our family. See, two things can be true at once. You can love somebody and think they're a moron.
Oh my God.
You can love somebody and be diabolically opposed to the fact that they have been spoon-fed all of these lies. When you think about the psychology of influence, I want you to picture people in your life and their brain. And keep in mind, your dad doesn't know that a quarter of the accounts online are bots. Your dad doesn't understand the implications of Citizens United and how it has eroded our democracy and the spread of misinformation. Your dad is just being fed all of this, and he's taking it in. And the more you judge, the more he defends. The only way that you actually get somebody to change their mind is when they think they're changing it for themselves. And the only way somebody is open, and this is very challenging to do, is if you want to go into the kind of psychological combat, because here's what you have to do first. If you imagine somebody's brain, whether it's blue or purple or red or what, filled with their ideas, if it's already full, they have no capacity for new ideas. They have to pour it out first. They have to have a conversation with you. And we're so busy judging each other that we don't do the thing that's harder, which is to come from this notion of frame of reference. What is your frame of reference? Why do you believe that, Dad? Could you explain more about that? It's that I agree with this feeling that you have. And I think we just kind of disagree about the way to solve that issue. You know what's happening? All of that's getting poured out. And that even though you disagree with him, that there are certain times where it's important to you to be together because it matters to you. That's you holding on to the power. Because us distancing ourselves from one another, even when people are offensive, us shutting off conversation because we disagree with somebody's opinion, even if it's disgusting and discriminatory. And I want you to remind yourself, you can leave the table anytime you want. You can change the topic anytime you want. And I don't want you to walk in and ever think they're changing, because then you're not going to be bothered by it. Forgiving somebody requires you to stop wishing things were different. You can't forgive someone if you're still holding on to that bargaining that you do, if only. In order to truly forgive, you have to stop wishing things were different and accept them as they are. And I wouldn't recommend that you hold on to anger. I would recommend that you hold on to the boundary because, people make mistakes. And if people learn from their mistakes and they take responsibility for them, then they're showing you that they're changing. But if somebody apologizes for something and you forgive them by basically saying, okay, I'm going to stop wishing things were different and I'm going to give you my trust again. If they don't learn from the mistake, then you can still, forgive them, but you take your trust back and you say, okay, I'm going to let you make the mistake again. But the second time you do it, it's not a mistake, it's a pattern. Life is always going to be hard and life is always going to be unfair. And you have to decide what kind of hard in life do you want? Because continuing and not quitting is hard. Continuing to believe in yourself and work on something and know that, okay, if I'm going to have to stick with this for 10 years, it's going to be really hard. But I personally think it is harder to give up on something and then to live with the regret knowing that you quit. And I think you can ask yourself, am I willing to continue doing this for 10 years? Or have I learned what I needed to learn and I'm no longer willing to put in the work? If you're no longer willing to put in the work, quit. If you're no longer excited by why you're doing something, learn and pivot. That's it.